Stream started. Hola, hola, hello.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello. Yes, today we are going to tackle pathfinding again. I came with a new solution that in theory is better than the one I had before. Yeah. Hello, Disset. Hello, hello. How are you doing today? So, how do I explain this? Okay, so imagine this. We know where the player is, right? Also, we know where the monster is. Currently, when we do the pathfinding, what I do is that starting from the location of the you bought a controller in preparation for the season? Oh wow. Oh wow. Should I buy a controller or should I keep playing on keyboard or mouse? That's a genuine question. I never actually thought about it. So, currently, our current solution is that starting the location of the enemy, what I do is that I basically do one step at a time, basically marking the grid around the enemy, right? Like this, expanding outwards as we go, right? Giving the each mark a number, and depending on the number, we trace a path to reach the player, right? It's not a spiral-like pattern. It's more of the closest one first is the one that gets explored, right? Basically, we start from a center and we start expanding like a wave, right? That's the current algorithm in the game. The issue with that is that how to say this? If there is a wall in between, this is going to mean that when we reach the edge here, we will slowly start to go around it, right? But in the meanwhile, we will also be checking over here, right? Because we're making a circle. Right? So the more obstacles in between, the more unnecessary checks. For example, there is no reason for us to check over here, right? But we are doing that. Even though it doesn't get us like closer to the player like at all. So there is a lot of unnecessary checks, right? And this causes the game to lag a little bit. Especially when there is like more than 5 enemies in the room. So, my new proposal, my new solution for this is that if we know where the player is, well, we don't know what the path is from one point to the other, right? But we both know where the enemy and the player are, right? Quite easily. So, instead of doing like a wave around the enemy, looking for the path of the player, how about we add a bias? How about we force a direction? Like, how about instead of going around, if we know the player is to our right, then we will say, okay, then the player is to the right, right? Instead of checking up, down, left, or right, we don't do that. We continue. And from the next position, we check which one should we move. That would be right again, right? So we keep going doing this over and over, right? Until we find the player. And that way we have our pathfinding, right? We don't need to check anything else. In the case where we have the enemy and the player, and there is an object in between, like this, right? In that case, what we do is that we move right, as I said, right? We keep going. Once we hit something and we see we cannot move that way, instead of going right, we simply choose between up and down, right? So we go like, okay, so then we will go up, right? Instead of right. And we will try again to go right in direction of the player. If we can't, we choose between up and down, right? So we either go up or down. Since we came from down, that means we will check up, right? And we will keep going until hit the edge of the screen. Since there is no way to go now, and going left is going to push us back, we backtrack and try the other path, right? And here we find the path over here. And this will keep going towards the right until we align with the player, and then we start going up, right? This saves so many checks compared to the current implementation. Do you see what I'm thinking? Yeah? And if a path is found up and down, you can just make the previous square to do the same check? Yes, basically. That's the idea. You can hear my phone, damn it. Hold on, let me silence this thing. So that's the idea I have. This is like significantly more clean, right? But you need to mark down so the same coordinate is not checked twice. Yes, what I'm going to have is that each tile needs to have a set of properties, right? So I was thinking on having something like a direction, right? Wow, that's an awful looking the a direction. We will need to have a, I think just with the direction, because we can just set the direction to none, and that way we need to mark down the same coordinate is not checked twice. If it gets stuck in a cup-like shape. Yes, I was thinking on maybe having like a burn counter, like having like if we check a specific direction or not, right? So as long as we have like tries, direction to try, this like tile can be backtracked to. Once you burn all directions, we mark this path as wrong, right? And go back. And to mark it, that we need to go back and not have the issue that the enemy might like get stuck. If you find like a dead end, like this, instead of marking like like this and keep it like that, like having the dead end like this. We instead, what we're going to do is do the opposite. Since we know this is a dead end, we will mark it on the opposite direction. That way, all the arrows points toward the correct way to go. Right? Do you get it? So this will like mark the other arrows to go in the opposite direction, back to the correct path. Yeah? That way the enemy cannot mistakenly take the wrong path. Yeah. That's the idea. What do you guys think? Sounds like a good idea to you? That's what I want to implement today. Whether or not I actually succeed is a different matter. Yeah. By the way, I noticed yesterday during the community night that there is this thing I can do to make my eyes a little bit more like expressive. Right? And just a little discovery. For example, you can tell that my eyes move around, right? But it's not like picking up the subtle movements. Like for example, if I look up and down right here, it just looks like my eyes are opening and closing, right? But if I do this, you now can see my eyes like move more cleanly. Yeah. Which is quite nice. It makes my face like way more expressive, right? The problem is that I can barely see. I couldn't like play games like that. I can watch anime like that, but I cannot really play games. Yeah. It's a little silly trick. Yeah, maybe I could do it for a section of the string where I don't really need like precise skill. Yeah. Okay, so that's the current plan today. Let's see how it goes. What? Oh, there we go.
Stream started. Hola, hello,
Hello. Yeah, her eye tracking is quite impressive, I would say. Okay, so I am already dreading what I need to do now. Let me close all this stuff. We didn't even finish with this. But okay. This is going to be interesting. So, let's start by making some functions, shall we? So, this is what we have currently for the pathfinding. You can see I have still like code that I didn't even finish. Right? Okay. Since we are going to destroy the current pathfinding that we're using, let's nuke it. It might break the game, but it's necessary. Okay. First we need a grid, right? So function. What do we call this? Make grid. For that, we need to create the grid. Let me use the same grid style that we were using before. Generic, where are you? Game manager. There is the grid right there. I really want to rewrite a lot of this stuff. This is the grid actually. Let me check, what is the documentation for this? Can I actually use objects as... hold on, let me check real quick. Game maker. Okay, apparently I can. Okay. So let's see. So I'm using this to create the room. So let me go over here to make the grid. Let's see, bar. We have this that is the I can just call this grid. Right? The bar width equals this. Bar height equals this. And I can just say width and height to make the grid, right? So we have our grid, right? Make new grid. And I will check. Let's do this within the game manager, so I can handle this more cleanly. Object underscore game manager. So we create a new grid, right? Let me actually destroy if there is a previous grid there. This underscore just in case. Just to create a new grid without issues. Let me check. Does the game manager use grid for anything else? Just to make sure. Terrain grids. Apparently I'm not using it. Oh. Interesting. Okay, let me just delete this then. Okay. So we have the grid, right? That's the new grid. Okay. Now we need a tile, right? So let's make a tile. Let's call... Actually, let me just make it like another one we have over here. I believe I put it on structs here. Yeah, we have a tile here that I never actually used, which is kind of funny. Let me grab this and move it. Let's keep the code a bit more coherent. So we have our tile. Let's see, tile, we have a position, okay. Direction, okay. Parent non-constructor equals right, left. I don't need this. This is good enough. Okay. So now what I need to do is from the position of the actually no. I need to set of defaults the grid. So reset grid. So for this, I'm going to go for var I equals to 0, where I is under w I plus plus, and then we can have a j okay. And what I need to do is set the grid, right? So yes, grid set it will be also here with object underscore game manager, just to make sure this code doesn't run in weird locations.
Hello Mew, waving hand emoji.
Hello Mundo. That's our grid. The position is going to be on y, comma, a, and the value, I will set it to a new tile, var underscore tile, new tile, with the values of I, comma, j, right? Direction is going to be none, parent none. Yeah. Hello. How are you doing today? So our tile is going to be that. So in theory that's working. Let me check something real quick. Okay, not what I wanted, but okay. So we have this, right? Now we have a way to reset the grid to zeros. Okay. So, next. We will try to find a path. So, it will be function find path, right? And this is going to be very interesting. We will receive, well, since we are running in a specific location, right? So we will say var underscore start new vector 2 with our current position, right? And then we will have a end with the player position. Well, what do I do here? Hold on. If I want this to be generic, I will have to say, here I will say start, right? And then I will have an end. So I don't need to set it right here. So I need to evaluate which direction we're going, right? So if start.x var underscore distance on x is going to be this minus and dot x, right? So if our value here is greater than 0, that means our target is to the left. Right? So it would be left. That's for the x. For the y, it would be the same. We check the distance. And if the value is higher, that means this would be up. Right, and that way we have the directions we want to go. So we know which direction we want to go. Okay. This code is going to have to be called several times. So how about we separate them into functions? Function. Get direction. Get dir of x, right? So we will check this, right, to get the x. This will give us the y, right? And I want to check which one is the closest. So if our distance in y is smaller than the x, that means we're almost aligned vertically, but the biggest difference is on x. What would be better? If you have a start here and we have the goal over here, what would be better? We move first on y and then on x, or should we move on x and then on y? What would you prioritize? Moving to a line or moving horizontally? Do we try to make this the smallest move, or should we try to close the biggest gap? What do you guys think? It will be better to prioritize the one with the highest difference. Hmm. You think so? Okay, let's do that then. So we will check if our distance in x is bigger than our distance in y, and to check for negatives, I'm going to cast this into absolutes. If our distance in x is bigger, we return our x direction, right? Else we simply return our left direction, or vertical direction, excuse me. Ew. Oh wait, I didn't modify this. Is this all y? Okay. This is all y. There we go. You don't think it matters? Your brain is not braining? That's fine. Now we have a function that gives us a direction, right? So, let's see. We start at a location, right? So, this will be 4. I will just copy this actually, since we are doing it like that. Oh wait, I didn't... I forgot about this. Huh. How about I make this a local variable? Create w. Grid height. So I set it like this, so I can use it on different functions, and I just place this here. Right? Okay. So, we start at our current location, right? So, start .x, start .y. No, wait, the 4 doesn't make sense, actually. Wow. What did you grab for? My brain is slowly computing this. Bruh. Well, Orex is not... We are not on the tile goal, right? So... start .x is different from But there is no guarantee there will be like a path. Huh. Yeah, we're going to check but how. It's actually wrong also. Do. Wow. Because we needed to run at least once. So. Hmm. Yeah, the only for I will need is for the 4 directions. Well, not on. Is this not how you write a dual in this language? Hold on. Oh wow. Why did you? Okay. Excuse me. Do until. Really? Do until. Hold on, let me check. It's the same expression. Yeah, I mean, actually the logic of the conditional needs to be the other way around. So this will happen until done is true. Why do they have this? Why could they not just have a regular do while? Okay. So what we need to do is check, right? So yes underscore get grid grid get from grid on a, let's call this underscore current. Let's just call this X and Y. So bar tile equals to this. Okay. The alert is clear. It's currently working. Oh, hello cat. What's up? You wanna get out? Ouch. Okay, one moment. I need to go free the cat. I'll be right back. Give me a moment. Hello. Okay, let us continue. So we get a towel, right? Okay. So our X and or Y are going to be coming from start.x and our Y is going to be from, actually, let's just call it position. Var underscore position equals new vector 2 with start x and start.y. Just like that. That way I can just say pos x and pos y. Okay. So we have the current tile, right? We need to do a few checks, right? So if underscore tile dot gear direction is dir dot none, then we proceed, right? We have flow, excuse me, not there. Flow. We also need to check how many directions we have checked, right? So let's make this also. Let's call them like this. North equals to false equals to true. North, east, west, south, like that. Ok, gracias por venir, Spike. Suerte. Yeah. No mueras.
にゃにゃめにゃにゃじゅうにゃにゃとのにゃらびでにゃくにゃくえんにゃにゃくにゃにゃはんにゃにゃじゃいにゃんにゃくにゃらべてにゃがにゃがめ。
Okay. So the float has to be none, right? And actually, let's make this a different function. Function check now, and I will just input that tile here, right? And we will see if style.flow equals to dir.none, we return true. An explore tile. If tile north or northeast, west, south. If any of those are true, we return true. I don't need the parentheses. Right? Because we can keep exploring. Return false if all that fails. Right? So then we just check here. Can explore tile with tile. Okay. Okay. So we check if the tile has things to consume, right? My brain is processing, excuse me. If or dot o is direction dot none, that is, we have not set it yet, we will say that flow is going to be getting the direction from start to end, right? We simply grab the direction. Actually, instead of having to do that process, I can just say underscore target direction. Target direction, okay. We simply set the target direction and we move to the next one, right? The music you post on the Discord channel. Lucky for me, I have not checked that channel yet. Lucky for me. Yeah. Now you have me curious. Okay. So we also need to get the direction we're going, right? So let's call this function. Get next on direction, and we will receive a direction, and I will have a switch, and we will need the current position, right? So and we say direction dot down break. That would be return position is going to be position dot y plus 1. Actually, I can just say plus plus like that. Did I write something wrong? Switch. There we go. Oh yeah, the edge of the screen. You are totally correct. So we need 4. In the case we are going up, that would be a minus minus. If we are going right, that would be an x plus plus. A left, that would be an x minus minus. And then we just return the value. Okay. So now, the position here is going to be the get next. From there, we pass the position and the deer. That would be target flow. And that's how we got for the next, right? Okay. Excuse me. Else, if we already visited this, that is, we have a direction here. We burn the current direction for the town, right? So that would be, let's call this function mark direction, and we will get a tile and just a tile actually. So switch tile underscore dot flow, and we check case direction down. Up right, left. Okay. If it's done, we set tile dot south as false. If it's up, we set tile dot north as false. If it's right, we burn east. If it's west, we burn that one. Okay. That's how we burn that and return. Let off. So here we say tile equals mark tile, right? So we mark the tile that is not proper, right? And hold on. We need to go back one tile, right? How do we do that? How about I have the variable that I will set as a previous tile, and let's call this no one to as default, right? And at the end of everything, we just simply say previous tile equals to this tile, right? That way we know where we are going. Hold on. I think there is an issue with my model. 1 second. Let me check something. Ah, yes. Interesting. I see. Okay. Test. Oh. Okay. Now that's working. Okay. Okay, if we mark the tile that the thing is not working correctly, right? That means... The next position has to be the previous one, right? So position is going to be previous tile new vector 2 previous tile.x previous tile.y. Right? That would be the next target we are going to check. And the preview tile will have to be Not this one, but the previous to the previous, basically. So it would be previous tile is going to be tile.parent, I believe. Yeah, I do have a parent value right here. That way we reset, right? So that means over here, the tile.parent has to be the previous tile before we change it, right? That way we reset, we mark the direction, and I need to invert the direction also. So let's call this invert tile direction. We receive a tile. So here the flow, we will go for dir.up. Down, left, right, and we say here tile equals invert direction of tile. There we go. Okay, good night, Ricardo. Rest well. Good night, good night. Okay, so we mark the direction, we invert the tile, we set the position to the previous one, and then we go back, right? In this case, if the direction is none, right? This is the one where we go back. So this cells actually has to be over here. Okay, over here, when we have already visited the tile, but if we already visited the tile, that means we are going back, right? But there is a way to go. So we need to mark the direction like we did here. Actually, I don't think we need to mark this one. We don't need to invert. We need to get a different direction. So that is if we're going right, we need to choose up and down. If we're going down, we need to choose between left and right. Okay, so let's call this function select given direction, right? And we will pass the tile. And here what we're going to do is check the flow. If tile flow is direction down if we are moving vertically, we check actually let's just call this bar move direction, and let's just say this direction none, and here just say if that's going to be like that, we if or dot east and dot west, then we simply need to choose between direction dot right or direction dot left, right? If that's not correct, we will simply say check. Actually, we just return.
Manually code every single movement possibility. I'm sure that won't take long at all.
That's what I'm doing, basically. Well, not manually. I'm like trying to create an algorithm that actually does it. Right. Left. That's if we're moving vertically. We need to do the same if we're moving horizontally. So that will be caught there if we're moving vertically. So this is obviously horizontal. So let me just skip one conditional. Yeah, why are you alive currently? I'm kidding. Why are you awake? Ah. You're trucking? Wow. I don't know how you manage to catch so many of my streams, given how painful it is for you to actually watch them. Okay. So we mark the direction. Bar underscore new direction is going to be give me a new direction for this tile. And now that we have a new direction, we set the direction. So tile dot flow equals this direction, the new direction, right? And then we set the next tile, and it's going to be grabbing the new direction. It's always great to check and see what you're up to. I see. Thank you for showing up. Yeah. I've been trying to like catch a Umbra string whenever I have the chance, but they seem to be always happening around the time I'm eating, right? And I don't have the chance to actually check the streams when I'm eating at work. Yeah. But I've been missing a lot. Those streams with Umbra, Peachy, and Jelly. Yeah. So new direction, position, new direction, okay. And the parent tile has to be this current tile. So I can just set it like this. Yeah, I believe, was it for her birthday, if I remember correctly? I couldn't catch the stream. Well, or did I? It was very, like, not, like, planned from what I got there. When is mine? My birthday is August 8th. Indeed. Yeah. I believe I'm actually on what was that server? I believe on Perigwin. They have like this birthday reminder channel. My birthday is there. Yeah. I actually surprisingly catch more of her streams than I thought I could. Yeah. Maybe because she streams on a very friendly time zone for me. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I don't know if you notice, but my birthday is on Cat Day. because I'm new. I find it kind of funny. Hmm. It's not meow Verthandy, it's meow Verthandy. But I thought it was funny, so I just said it that day. I'm Mula the Pokemon. Indeed. Which, surprisingly, this is one thing I didn't think through. You have no idea how difficult it is for people to find my channel, because Pokemon drowns my channel like crazy. My name has like no searchability, like at all. It's basically zero. Yeah. It's easier to find me by my last name than through my first name, which is kind of painful, because it's also not very like easy to write. Yeah. Okay, so we switch these. Okay, here we set the direction to a new direction. We set it, we get the next one, and we iterate. Okay, we do that. And then we go to the new one. We check if we can explore it. Direction on, we check, we do that. Okay, then I can save, I believe. ds_grid set for grid, comma, tile.x, tile.y. I want to set the value of tile. Overwrite. So that should be working right there. When are we done here? If previous tile is no one, that is, we don't have anywhere to backtrack, right? Or position where we are, that is the tile.x equals to end.x and tile.y equals end.y, if we are on the end or we don't have anywhere to backtrack, then we say we are done. I don't know if that will work. That feels like correct, kind of. This is going to break a shit ton of stuff. But okay. So, let me go over here, not you. This place. I want to place a little small enemy right here. I'm going to put a slime, right? And I need a way to show where we are. So on game manager, on draw, I got so much nonsense that I need to fix. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to set make a 4. And we're going to go from E equals to 0. I'm trying to think of a way to do this without killing the engine. Underscore I is less than grid W I plus plus, and we do the same again, but this time for J. Okay, and let's see. I want to draw if I need to get the tile. Yes, grid. Get from grid on I and Y. Right, and that is our tile. If the tile on flow, the direction is different from dir.none.
Hey Mew, D.
Hello! Hello Joshua. Welcome. Welcome. How are you today? Hello. Then I'm going to draw. So the position is going to be on bar underscore position new vector 2, and that would be on I J multiplied by grid W, and grid 8. And then I will simply draw text on position.x, position.y, and I want to draw something in particular, but I need to do a little switch here. Switch. And I will simply say, given the flow, we are going to set a case for direction down. Up, right, left, where we will draw different things, and here. What coding language is this? This is the game maker's language. Is one made specifically for the engine game maker. Game engine. Right here. You can, oh wait, you cannot actually not see that. Oh, okay. Never mind then. Oh yeah, on game maker. Game maker. Game maker studio. Okay, so I need to make some arrows. What was the ASCII code for the arrows again? I believe it was one of the like earliest in the list of ASCII code. That's not it. No. 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 That looks kinda close. No. None of those. Come on. Where is it? Ah, there is one. Okay. So that's 16. Okay. Alt 24? Oh, that's a nice arrow actually. Okay, these ones work better than the ones I was going to use. So we want these four. Okay. Let me just copy paste them and then I will just remove the ones I don't need. Okay, so this would be done. So let's remove these arrows. Up. Okay. Right. Left. Like that. Nice. Okay. This is going to be quite I believe this is going to break everything. Ready? For my game to crash spectacularly. Let's see. Hola Spy, bienvenido. Bienvenido again. Crash. Lovely. Atal Seto Great Rain. Okay, let me see where that issue is. There we go. All this is breaking the game. Okay, let me just log this out. Yeah. No estoy haciendo un juego de crasheos, simplemente sucede. Another crash. Game Object Manager, create this grid clear. Object grid 0, okay. So that would be what exactly? Right there. Let's just get rid of this whole function. We can continue. We can redo those later. You're not good at Spanish? Spanish is actually my native language. Yeah. I'm just like talking to Spy. Spy doesn't actually speak much English, so I randomly, you might hear me speaking Spanish randomly. Yeah. Yes. Actually, I usually try to respond you on your language if I can. So if you speak to me in Japanese, I will try to respond in Japanese. And another crash. Recalculate obstacles. Okay, let me check. Where is that? Right there. Okay. I will lock that one also. What language do I speak? On a level where I can actually talk to people, it would be English, Spanish, Japanese, and a bit of French. The ones that I can like kind of understand, but not really. I wouldn't be able to like talk back. It would be Portuguese, German, and Korean. Yeah, those I randomly can understand what people are saying, but it's not enough for me to maintain a conversation. Another crash. Right here. Why? Not set for Berlin in it. Oh, I see. So maybe I should just create the variables here. Let me put it right here. Grid W equals to 0. Grid height equals to 0. No, I should not crash. I actually believe I know more computer languages than actual human languages. Yeah. There we go. Now we're talking. Nice. And another crash. Okay. All these right here, I need to comment. So let's see. One more try. You think my game will come out pretty neat? I hope so. By the way, I don't know if you knew that I participated on a game jam. And my game, the game that we made with the members of my team is actually currently public. If you're interested in actually playing a game of mine. Okay, so this is another one that I probably need to completely get rid of. I can kill this. I can kill that. I can kill this. And I can kill this. Okay. To clear the function. What's the game called? It's Doki's Grand Haste. It's on Dutch.io. Yeah, maybe I should like include a link to my itch.io. Yeah, on my like stuff. Yeah, actually, let me just post it over here. There you go. There it is. If you're interested. Yeah. And another crash. Lovely. Yeah, I completely broke the game, which is great. Criticals new grid. This is enemy parent. I see. Let's comment that. I'm coding Pathfinding. I'm trying to make a code that will tell the enemy where to go, basically. But because I'm replacing the one I had before, it's actually causing quite a bit of problems. But yeah, that game right there is the one I made for the Lucky Bird game jam. Yeah. Read initialize. That's on memory parent. Okay. I had so much dead code now. It's going to be quite a nightmare to clear everything. Object manager, recalculate obstacles. Okay, what is that? Right there. Proper parent. Actually, this is the second time I try to redo the pathfinding in the game. Because it just doesn't like work, which is quite the issue. Huh? Okay, I suppose hide all this if right here. Since it's kinda causing issues. Not that one. That right there. That's on move or position. Vector 2, great target move. Maybe I will need to comment this whole thing right here. Yeah, it looks like I will need. Okay. And that's another crash. Every crash I'm like adding more stuff to the block. Great attack vision, I see. Yeah, this all is using grid. Okay. Let me just comment this whole thing. Another crash. Let's see. Oh, there we go, right there. And hunting. H target, grant acquisition. Okay. I can just write this. That's another one right here. And this one right here. Okay. Okay, let's give it another try. It's going to be crashing like a lot. And apparently now this be destroyed. Okay. There we go. Okay. There we go. Now we are moving. Nice. And we have a crash. Grid obstacle distance. Okay. Almost there. Almost there. Right here. Okay. I'm getting there slowly but surely. Okay. Now the game at least is booting. Now I just need to get to the room. There we go. And there is another crash. Let's see. At least I managed to enter the room this time. And the issue is over here. Wander target X, Y. Grid position target. Okay, so I need to block this right here. Okay. Do we have more of that? No. Okay. There we go. Now we have a running game. Now the only issue is that... Oh, never mind. It crashed. Hold on. There we go. That's the issue right there. And this is also going to cause issues right here. So let me just block that. Okay. Now let's try again. I'm basically completely destroying the previous pathfinding. Okay. There we go. Our little slime is like stuck in place because there is no pathfinding, but working quite well. Yeah. Okay, so now let's make something interesting happen, right? So on the room start, I need to start the pathfinding, right? So let's say new, right? No, that one needs to be called on the other one. What is it? Generic game manager. On the create, this one is going to be triggering over here. I can delete these ones. And this one also. Okay. There we go. That's happening there. I need on the enemy parent, say reset, grid. Right, on room start we reset the grid. That should give us a clean grid, right? Now, I'm going to do something interesting. I'm going to say, I believe I just need to say find path between a location to another, right? So let's go from a room with, actually let me make a start here. Bar start equals new vector 2, and we will start with the room width over 5 and room height over 5. So what that's going to do is that we will be placing a point over here, right, near the top left, and then I will do the same again, but this is going to be our room end. Actually, I don't need to do that. Hold on. I can just say our room end is going to be new vector 2, okay, but we will use the player as a target. Object player X and object player Y. That's simple, right? And we pass the function here, the information, and that should make it so it tries to find the path to the player once. Let's see. And it crashed. Lovely. Okay. Where is that issue? Oh, right there. Because grid is not set. I can just get rid of that. Actually, no. Let me grab that. And I will call that on the object manager on the clean step, clean up. Let's just get rid of the grid. Like that. It's like more clean. And we found another crash. What is it this time? Object draw if tal underflow there none. Now let's find instance for index object 0. What do you mean? Now let's find That's a Rubik 0. Huh? Game manager objection from line 124. So you are complaining about this line right here? Yes, gets that. So this has to have a value. Maybe it's because the grid is not initialized. That could... No, that could not be it, right? Huh. Okay, let's check. Let's do some debug. Okay. Let's see. This tile is 0. Huh, that's weird. Tile is a value 0. What the fuck? Object manager cells. UI fade grid W. Okay, those are values. Is grid 0. Why is this not set? Hold on, something's wrong here. Let me check something. What is that happening? VS grid set. Set and value. Value will set the cell to. Hold on, I'm reading the what's the sensor stuff that History is doing. Oh, you see, this game I'm making has lore, right? It's actually my own lore, my VTuber lore. So Historia randomly drops like lore stuff into chat and blocks out the spoilers. Yeah. That's why History is doing that. This must replace good one similar data struct. But that's a DS map, it's not a... The idea I had is that instead of releasing something like a lore video or something of the sort, I was going to release a lore game. So basically, the game is the lore of my VTuber. Yeah. That's the idea. I also thought it was like a good idea if it wasn't for the issue that is taking me forever to actually finish the game. Yeah. If it wasn't for that, this would be so much easier. I could try to make this in a different way. Because apparently it's not working the way I want it. So this is working nice. This is the issue right here. Is it maybe because I didn't reset the grid? Is that the issue? Hold on. Where is the... Right there. Is that the problem, I wonder? Let's see. Immediately crash. Exactly on the same location. Huh. Oh, wow. Okay, this is actually correct. It just doesn't have any info. Oh. Wait. This is working? Huh. Hold on. Reset grid, open, new tile. And we go and set it here. New tile, flow, direction none, parent none. X and Y are 0. Okay, let me check right here. One more time. Okay, hold on. New. This has X and Y 0. What the hell? Why? X and Y is 0. Why? I said it right there. Huh? Oh, these two are 0. Okay, well, that makes sense then. Okay. Zero and 1, right? That is correct right there. Okay. So this is fine. And this is 0, which is fine. That is not correct. So I try to get information from the grid, which is the correct grid, and giving you a position on 0, 0. But this value is not correct. Actually, no. This is about correct value. That should be working. Hold on. It crashed. Oh, is it maybe an overflow? Could it be an overflow? Hold on. How long have you been coding to have this much experience? Hold on. Now, that's a hard question to answer. Let's see. I started when I was like around 12. So that would be more than 10 years? Yeah, over 10 years. I don't want to give like an exact amount because it will like locks in my age. Yeah. I have over 10 years. Yeah. Okay, so let me see. Why is this like complaining? So we set this, we check. Right? I wonder why is, well, hold on. Hold on, one more try. Yeah, but just so you get like a feeling about how much experience I have. I actually work as a programmer. Okay, let's see. This is going to be a bit annoying. Give me a moment. That is correct. Okay. The grid is on 60 and 60. Oh, wait. I see the error right there. Hold the fuck up. This is wrong. Wait. Where are you? Right there. Hey. There we go. Yeah, the issue is that I don't work for a gaming company. So, the jobs I get are really boring. Like, boring with capital B. And it crashed again. On the exact same spot. The hell? Why do you keep crashing there? W and H, that is fine. Okay, so that's 0, that's okay. Hold on, I'm checking. When does this crash? Exactly. I'm going like line by line. This is how many? 44. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so there is no problem with the horizontal. It's going to take forever. No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I think it's actually fairly like normal to get curious about that. Yeah. Especially if you see me programming like this. This is going to take forever. Wow. Hold on, let me do something more smart than doing this. How about I just say if we are if for I is greater than this minus 2, then you are going to say bar something equals 1 plus 1. I just need you to stop on the correct spot instead of having me do all that nonsense. You have started spelling with programming? Well, programming is not really that complex once you understand how it works. I actually have been like considering whether to not to make like tutorials for programming. Okay, so now we are here. Hora is 59, so that actually seems to be working just fine. Okay, so we keep going. So we are like just going fine here. WE 60. Hola Spike, ¿cómo estás? Bienvenido. My chat is very silent for some reason. There is not many people that actually interact with my chat. No hay problema, Spike, no te preocupes. Espero que hayas tenido provecho. Okay, 16, 17, 90, okay, 21, 22. Almost there, just give me, I should have stopped it a little further away. $33, $34, 10 more. Okay, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. Okay. Ah, what happened there?
Hola.
Oh, did we really not crash? Like at all? Interesting. So why are you complaining again? Hola Sammy. Hola, hola, ¿cómo estás? Hello. Okay, this is working just fine. So we are going through the whole code just fine. Okay, we are back at the thing here. So Rai is on 3. Zero. Okay. Last time we went just fine. Okay, that's actually working fine. Huh. That's weird. So the issue is not here. At least not yet, I suppose. And I got a crash. Oh, here. Okay. Interesting. Because that is undefined. Why is that undefined? Hold on. Where are we? Right here? Hold on. Let me just clear this nonsense. Lo que me cuenta pensé que las cosas eran más baratas, pero solo es una ilusión. No tengo idea a qué te refieres, Spy. Okay, so this is not the issue here. The issue is somewhere else. So let me remove this. Oh wait. Like that. Okay. Okay, so let's see. This tile is undefined. Why? That's weird. Why is this... Is this executing before I said anything now? Hold on. If... Oh. Undefined, then just break. Maybe that will fix the issue. Okay, now it's not breaking. Nice, okay. That's good. It just is not working either. So let me just fix that. Okay, now that's working. That's good, that's good. Let's see. Okay. This is the cleanup. We have this for the paint pots. So instead of doing this, this is reset grid. Oh. Let's not do that. Let's just set it as it is. And let's move this to on step. Hmm. Okay, every second we will try this. Actually, how about I set it to every 10 seconds instead? 5 seconds? 5 seconds. I'm actually curious what you will get from that. Oh wow. Ah, out of bounds. Reading 70, 60 sizes. That. They ruined the out of bounds. Okay, something's wrong there. Maybe it's from the pathfinding, the issue. Hold on. We said here we're doing pathfind. In managers, we have the start right there and the position. We grab the position. If we don't have it, we just break. We check this. Or maybe it's because I never actually cap the direction. I see. I get it. Okay, so we get an invalid target, right, basically. So what I do here is I need to check the position to make sure it's a valid position, right? So what I do is that I do a little if when I say if our position on X is greater or equal to or great W, or our position on Y is greater or equal to or great 8. Then we need to go back, right? So it could be the same as this right here. We invert direction and we go back. We don't have a tile, so that doesn't matter. Actually, let me grab this. What we do would be... First, we need to go back, right? So our position would be the previous tile, like this. Okay. And then that tile, we need to get it. So we get the tile into position. That would be this, to grab the tile. We grab the last tile we were in. That last tile, I need to invert the direction. we go to the we don't need this. We invert the direction and we set the target to that one, invert direction. We don't need to invert the direction because we're going back. We just, oh, there we go. If we exceed, we go back. Because we are revisiting, that should trigger the change in direction to test somewhere on different direction. So this should work, I believe. And I also need to add the validation where the x has to be also above 0 for that, just to check. Okay, I think I got it. Let's give it a try. One, two. Crash. Lovely. And post new vector to previous style x and y. Oh. Oh, wait. I just realized something. I see. So that's what is crashing. I see. Okay. Okay. The issue is right here. I'm using the positions of the objects as they are without actually converting them into the grid style. So what I need to do is here I need to set this instead of doing it like this. I need to set it like start. I need to convert it. So start x. No. Start equals new vector 2, and what I'm going to say is start dot x and start dot y, and I need to divide this over the grid w and the grid y, the grid 8, before we start the processing. So I will put it right there, and I need to do the same to the end. I just need to convert them into the dimensions of the grid. I believe that's correct. I'm thinking. function to grid position. We receive a vector, and what I'm going to do is say bar x is going to be the vector x divided by the room width multiplied by object game manager dot grid. That will give us the grid position, right? And we do the same for the y. I'm like trying to like remember how the fuck did I do this before? I think that should fix it. My brain thinks. One, two, three, four. Ah! Is that an infinite loop? Infinite loop! Yay! Yeah, it's completely frozen. There we go. How about I make a a kill counter? And let's set it to 100 iterations. And what I'm going to do is simply going to say, in here, I'm just going to reduce the kill counter. If our kill counter is below 0, then we simply break the cycle. So we cannot do an infinite loop. One, two, three, 4, 5, and well, we're not stuck anymore, but we also are not like doing anything. Okay. How about I actually check what's happening? Okay. Okay, so we are here, right? So I'm going to add a little break check right there. In the moment we call the cycle. Okay, so we are right here. We just started. Let's see. So we go in here. We grab the position. We are currently on 12. 8.8. And we have decimals. That's an issue. So we skip that. We go in here. We try to grab that. But the Y is an 8.8, not a correct value. Still, it kind of worked. It floored. Okay. So we do have information right there. We check if we can explore the tile. We can. The flow is none. So we go in there. Target direction. Wait. Why is target direction 0? That should not be correct. Wait. Direction off. I do initialize on 0 here, but it shouldn't be like triggering like that. That's weird. Okay, so we go and set this. We set the previous tile as the parent. And then we set the previous tile to this tile. We skip that, we set the tile right there on the current position. And we check if we are done. We go for another one. That's the next cycle right there. We check the value right here. We have oh, the position is the same. Wait, what the fuck? Did I not update the position? Oh, it's because the dark direction is wrong. Oh. Oh. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. That's not good. Did I not say it the correct way? What is happening over here? Okay. So we're here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there we go. So what's happening here right here? So we have a position and a location we want to get. We calculate the distance that is negative, right? So that means our target is to the right. Right. Target is on X is negative. That means target is to the right. Yeah. This is wrong. If the distance is negative. No, wait. That's negative, so it's not going to in here because our target is to the right. Okay, yeah, that's okay. I never set the left here, which is an issue. Yeah. Then over here we go. Oh, I see the problem now. Wow. This is the issue. Else. I never actually said in the case for the right. Whoops. 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 That makes sense now. Okay, now we have that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we didn't crash. But it didn't do anything. Hold on, what's happening here? One more time, let's check. Continue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, there we go. So what's here? Direction 4. Okay. So this is pointing to, I believe, down. Ok, gracias por venir, Spy. Gracias, gracias. Nos vemos mañana. Que descanses. Y buena suerte. Okay, so this is working now. So what's happening over here? Let's see. Bye bye. So we're in the call counter. Okay. That is working. Location correct. Oh. The title, we get the position. Okay. We break. The direction has to be already set for. Okay. Direction on. Okay, so we go in. We set the direction. We grab the next position. That should be 9.8, which is kind of funny. We set the parent to the previous tile. That is basically no one. Set the previous tile and we skip. Okay. Next, we go in again. Now we're at 12, position 9. Okay, now the position change. Okay. Tile is not undefined, so we go in. We check for this tile. The flow is none, so it goes in and draws the direction. Okay, that seems to be working correctly. Let's give it a try. It seems to be doing nothing, which is quite funny. Okay. How about I set the grid position to something correct? To grid position, where are you? Right here. I'm going to just floor these values. So, floor X. Actually, not. Let's not floor it. Let's round them. Round X and round Y. This is more precise. Because it's not drawing the path, my suspicion the next problem is probably over here. Let's check. Is right here. Okay, so we go in here. We have a tile of floor 2. Okay, that's good. So we go in, we go to the correct one and draw. That would be on 420, 16, 18, wait. That's not right. Hold on. 742. So that's like bottom right of 44. How am I calculating this again? Hold on. Right here, divided by 8. That's the issue. Okay. I got it. This is wrong right here. This should be multiplied by 8. Not... multiplied by the size. Okay. Got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And nothing again. Lovely. One more try. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, let's see. So we have the tile, we have the position. That would be down. Right. So it's drawing right in 3:36:58. So that would be on the top. About this, but 300 points should be on the bottom right. Huh. It should be on the bottom right. Hold on. The size of the map is what again? 352. Wait. 36. So it would be like almost on the bottom right. It should be like... Oh wow, that shows nothing. It should be like... Let me remove that. I should be around here when it's drawing the thing. Is it because I said this? Hold on. How about if I do it like this? How about I... Instead of these arrows, how about I just simply do the typical like this? And for this one I will just use that. And this is going to be that. Maybe it's because I'm using weird symbols. I'm also feel like I'm like almost right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa! Okay, there we go. Now this is working. Oh, I see. It's because it's calculating. Yeah. So now it's working. Objects, enemy, screen, new vector. Now we have to find instance and object. -4. Okay. Let me see. What is that? Right here. I see. I need to put a little set here. If previous style is no one, then we break. We need to process that. It's almost there. Apparently the symbols I was using was not like doing the thing correctly. How do I set this in a way that makes it look more clean? Oh wait. Can I use this symbol right here? Oh, wow, no. That's a different thing. So how about instead of drawing text, I make like an arrow or something? Is there a function to draw a triangle? Draw triangle? Oh, I can actually do it. Okay. So it would be, if we are pointing down, it would be var x1. It would be on the position x. Minus a size, right? Let's call this offset. And I will call, let's start with 1. Actually, let's start with 10. 8. 4. Yes, I'm that decisive. So it would be from this position to on a Y. That would be like that. The next two values should be or x2 and y2. Y is the same. This one will need a plus. And the point needs to be pointing downwards. So our teeth point should be on the x value exactly, but with a plus here. So it's pointing downwards. That way we have x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, and false. And I can hide this. Let me see if that actually works, because I'm doing this very complicated. It crashed. What do you mean? Why? Oh, I see. Whoops. Whoops. Okay. Let's see. Ah, nice. It actually looks good. Huh. Oh, wow. Should I make this a function? I think I maybe should. Let's see. How about I go over here? Let me copy this. Pathfinding. And let's call this function get triangle. Okay, and we are going to base it here. Okay, so we are going to get a position, right? And our triangle is going to be having these positions right here, right? I can just set it like this, right? And we can set it to 0 by default. Just so we have a clean canvas. Okay, so switch. We're going to need a direction for this. So direction. Case clear dots down break. And we need the thing right here. Case. And we just say triangle dot piece okay, so that's the first one, right? Triangle down. So let's make the other ones. And we need 4 directions. So it would be up. This will be very easy because I just need to invert the y's, I believe. So this would be a plus, it would be a plus, it would be a minus, and that's the up. Then for the right, we have the top left is going to be the same position here. Bottom right has to be the same X here, but a plus over here. The position X is the same, and this has to be the same also. Actually no, this X has to be like this. There we go. What's up, cat? You want to exit? Hold on, my cat wants to leave the room. I'll be right back. Give me a moment. What? What? Okay, one moment. Hello. Hola, nuevos Spy, bienvenido. Hola, hola. Okay, so I believe this is correct. And for the Y would be pretty much the same, but with the symbols inverted here. So this has to be positives. It has to be negative. Right? Yeah, I think that's correct. And this is the left. And then we return the triangle. Right? The only issue here is that I wrote this wrong. This needs to be like this. There we go. And that's our triangle. What else needs to be done? Well, once I have like the path like working correctly, I need to make the enemy actually walk the path, right? That's basically the other thing I need to do. Yeah. So here I will just say bar triangle, and that's the triangle. A triangle from position, comma, underscore tile dot flow. That should give us the triangle. And this triangle, let's just call it T instead of just 3. And I just say 3 dot this. There we go. And I should fix that. And I just need to actually let me move this over here. And let's just move that over here, and this goes like that. That there, that there, and this. Okay, that should work. Yeah. Let's see, can you make a path? Come on, show me. Oh, nice. That. Okay. Well, and Tasha crash. Line 71. Hold on. Line 71. 171. 171 right here. It's crashing here because the previous tilde doesn't exist. If previous tilde equals to no one, just break. No need to process that. Okay. So the problem here is that is not changes directions when it is close to the position we want to be. So I believe I need to call get direction again. Right here. So it actually like looks for the player, right? So here instead of start, it should use not the next position, but the current position. So I can just set this tile from the current tile to the end. Okay, let's give it a try. Maybe that should work. Let's see. Oh wow. Nice, it's working. It's having a bit of an issue, actually making a path to me, but it's working. Yeah. Actually, I can make it look a little bit more clean if I change the size of the thingy over here. Right now, I'm having an offset of 4, so that means given the point, it will have like 4 up and 4 down. I could like set this to 3, and that should make it more clean. Yeah. Also, to avoid the issue that I'm currently having, I believe I can... Let me clean this. Right here. Just so we don't have like dead code hanging around. Now that I think about it. Down 3 of it. I don't need this. You see how all the code is repeated? That means I don't even need this. I can just kill that like completely. And just set it like this. That means I can just put this over here. Like that. And I can clean this. Right, this closes with that closes with this, that closes with that, and that saves us a lot of processing. That's way more clean. Yeah, pathfinding is really annoying. That's why it's actually a full-blown discipline in computer science. It's like a subject. Yeah. Okay, now that I have that and I said that thing like that, I need to check on the enemy right here. Here where I am calculating the path. Before I calculate, let's like reset the grid, right? In theory, that will make it so every time it runs, it will clean the grid, right? There we go. And then again. Right? And then over here. Yeah, you can see how it's like calculating the things correctly. It's just a bit of a mess once it reaches me. I need to clean that. That's not behaving the way I want. You're guessing using the extra for this would be a lot heavier? Well, I have no idea actually. Mainly it's because there is going to be like several like enemies trying to get to the player, right? And because it's going to be have obstacles. That's another detail. Yeah. ¿Un sistema de seguimiento para los mobs? Sí. Exactamente. Eso es lo que es. It looks pretty good. It's just like not behaving the way I want. Sadly. Okay. So now that's cleaning the path each time. So now what I want is to fix the issue we have with the pathfinding right here. So right now, what is it doing is like iterating through this to get to the correct position, right? I think I can break this into something more usable. Yeah, it's an optimization problem. Yeah. Okay. Now the thing we need to do here is like clean this. So we have this, the start of the code right here, right? And we have the end of the pathfinding right here. This code right here in between these two is what is making the path, right? I need to clean it to make it more factable. So here I'm converting things into the position in the grid, right? We create the grab the position and set it to the start. Then we're making a check that is make sure the position is valid. If it's not valid, we just simply say, hey, go back, right? So maybe I can just go back to the previous one here instead of making things complex. I could separate this into go back and invert the marker, right? Because if I make a go back and mark it and invert the direction, well, I don't really need to go. You just need to go back, because once you go back, it will trigger the this. This right here actually handles when needs a revisit. This is when we have a new tile. And here is when we find a dead end. And here we update the tile. Actually, maybe I can grab this that determines where we're moving next and include this validation there. That would actually probably fix a lot of stuff. So in the one where we check where to go next right here, I will simply add like the validation here. Right? Oh wait, not here. Right here. So here are going to check the position, right? If we... Actually, let me... So it's not so complex. I will set it to this, right? I make a copy. And then we just modify the copy. And if everything is good, we return the copy. If not, if there is an issue with this, right, I simply return the original position. So that means we go back to the same tile we were before, right? So when that happens, we will trigger the revisiting tile code and it will change the direction. So I don't need to do this right here. That should trigger that just cleanly like that. Yeah? Does it make sense? Let's give it a test. One, two, three. It's actually working quite nicely. I don't like how it like bunches up like that. It doesn't look very clean. And now for some reason it's not updating. Hello? Why are you not updating? Hello? Wow. It only worked twice. Yeah, now it's stuck for some reason. Okay, so this skill counter is just in case we do too many iterations. Let's set it to 1000. Just so we are sure it's not the thing that is killing everything. Just in case. So we don't get stuck in a infinite loop. Okay, so we grab a tile, right? We check it's not undefined. We check if we can explore it. That is, if we can actually... Actually, I can probably simplify this code. Can explore, then else that ends. How about if I invert this logic? If we cannot explore the tile, right? Then this is at the end. Meaning, we will do this code right here. Right? I can kill this else. And this thing right here. To simplify the code a little bit. So if we're at the end, we invert the direction of the tile. If the previous tile is not none, we go to the previous tile as the next position. Previous tile equals parent. So we need to do this. We don't really need to do this. In fact, we don't need to use previous tile. I can just say tile.parent. And the position would be the parent X and Y, right? Okay, that's in the case of the then. We basically just go back, right? In the case we can actually do something, actually I can just say continue to skip this cycle. Okay, so in the case we can actually check it. We check if we are in a new tile that we have not touched before. We get the direction from this tile toward the target. That would be the player right here. And then we set the direction. We get the next position using that direction. We make the tile the previous tile. Yeah, that's correct. And then the previous tile becomes this one. And we need to save the tile right here. Save that one. Then here we set it and we do the update. Right? If we are revisiting a tile, we mark the current direction. We get a different direction. So now we do this. On the other hand, we do the other one. Okay. Okay. Select a different direction. We Then set the flow to that. Get the next direction using the new direction we got. And we save the tile. Okay, that's working correctly. Okay. Maybe it's because we didn't set the goal correctly? That could be the issue. Yeah, this is the issue. The same error I've been suffering the whole stream for once more shows up. Why am I like this? Wow. There you go. That was the problem. Ain't this lovely? Let's give it a try. Hopefully this is the thing. That looks so clean now. Look at that. That looks so clean, but for some reason it's still getting stuck. It's no longer recalculating. But the pathfinding is working. Okay, we can continue this next time. Yeah, I don't know why he's not doing it again, but we figure out everything else. Okay. It's probably another bug somewhere.
Progress. There, once a sacred place of cleansing and renewal, now harbors a quiet unrest. Ola, Ola.
Hello.
Yay.
Yay. Yeah. Now this is working pretty nicely. The pathfinding, that is. Yeah. Okay. So we will be stopping here for today, but I believe we made quite a nice progress. Yes? Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for coming to the stream. Yeah, if you can join Terraria, you're welcome to join. Yes. Okay, thank you so much for coming. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye, goodbye, good night. Rest well. Good night. Bye bye. Thank you for coming. Muchas gracias por venir. Buenas noches. Que descansen. Rest well. Yeah. Okay. Good night. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye.
That's neat. It's nice once you get to do what you love is a job. And if you love what you do, it doesn't feel like one. Hope I'm not being weird with the questions. Is there a weird limit within the grid for the pathfinding that causes it to crash? I don't know what I'm talking about. I have zero experience with programming.
Hola, otra vez, XD.
I was about to ask where everyone else was.
Sorry por irme acá, me hablaron para comer. Bueno, ¿y usted? Yo bien. Bien.
Hola.
Hola, pan de molde. Ahora que me doy cuenta, pese que las cosas eran más baratas, pero solo es una ilusión XD. Es que en la tienda donde voy hacen la del copel. Pato, el papel higiénico que compré está a 39,99 centavos. Así que prácticamente 40 pesos. Pero lo bueno es que yo mismo pienso más de una vez qué cosa voy a comprar y qué no, qué cosa necesito y qué cosa no necesito. Si no fuera así, ya hace mucho me hubiera comprado media tienda XD.
I know I haven't been here long.
Tapoteunte. Potente, pato.
Yay.
Gwenom Spy por ahora se tiene que ir por algunas cosas, pero igualmente fue un gusto estar en el stream el día de hoy. Abeja apretón de manos. Hasta mañana. Cara sonriente.
Bye Rabbit. I feel like you're almost there. Ok.
Hola, ajá. Al final no tardé tanto como pensaba.
What else needs to get done RN? Ok.
__.xd.
It worker, D.
Volteo por un momento y pasan cosas como estas.
It's trying. Pathfinding is really a pain in the ass, huh? I can only imagine how much more difficult is 3D pathfinding is. I guess using Jigsaw for this would be a lot heavier.
¿Es un sistema de seguimiento para los mobs? Tardé un poco en captar XD.
I wonder how Valve made Left 4 Dead. Hundreds of zombies doing pathfinding at the same time, but the game is relatively light. Try it, just back up the code.
No invente, pensé que era mi computadora, pero ya sé por qué en mi teléfono podía ver el stream sin problemas y en mi computadora no, estaba conectado a la red 5 gramos en vez de la 2.4 XD.
Now it's stuck.
Así la hora cara con el ceño fruncido y la boca abierta.
Bruh. Golly gosh gumdrops. You got it? A-OK hand emoji, thumbs up emoji. F. Probably another stupid bug. Okay, good night everyone. I'll see if I'm able to join Terraria tomorrow for a bit. Red heart emoji. Thanks for the stream Mew, waving hand emoji. Bye. Rest up. Good night everyone.
Hasta mañana, cara sonriente.
Sun emoji, black star emoji, crescent moon emoji. Good night. Croissant emoji, rice cracker emoji, banana emoji. Git gut night, bye bye.
Cara sonriente. Sándwich.
Bye bye.
5 gramos.